Hello from Make Use Of, I'm Tim Brooks, and today I'm reviewing the new 2015 Apple TV, a streaming box that retails for around $150 and comes with a brand new touch-enabled remote control. The Apple TV has been around for a while now, but this is arguably the biggest update the product has had since its introduction to the market in 2007. The competition is way more fierce these days, with giants like Google and Amazon delivering affordable set-top boxes, and a wave of cheap USB-powered Android devices designed with media in mind. The form factor is relatively unchanged, though the new Apple TV is larger than last time round, making way for a proper A8 processor with which to power the brand new operating system. You also get a shiny, sleek, touch-enabled remote control made of glass and aluminium, with a volume rocker that controls your TV and its own dedicated Siri button. The biggest change to the Apple TV comes in the form of software. The streamer is now powered by tvOS, a set-top version of iOS which takes seconds to master. The new Apple TV has the usual iOS fare, a settings menu, user interface transparency, and dedicated apps to download from its own App Store. The result is a far more personalized Apple TV experience, where you the viewer can download what you like rather than having to rely on Apple delivering it in a software update. There's not a ton of apps available at the moment, but it's early days and I'm impressed with what I've seen so far. Airplay is still one of the main features too, of course, allowing you to stream wirelessly from iOS and OS X. It works very well most of the time, though I did have trouble mirroring my MacBook Pro at full 1080p resolution, so your mileage may vary also. It's still probably the best wireless display technology I've used, mostly for its hassle-free implementation. Controlling the new Apple TV is thankfully a lot nicer than it was last time round, with a proper touchpad allowing you to glide around the interface like you would on an iPhone. On-screen feedback in the form of 3D tilting tiles gives you a good idea of how hard to swipe and flick, and you can adjust the sensitivity in the settings if you like. Hold the Siri button to ask the assistant a question, search for movies and music, or simply check the weather forecast. I did think Siri integration could go a little further, with the Apple TV frequently rejecting my invitation to find things on Netflix, instead suggesting I watch whatever I'm looking for on iTunes instead. And that hits upon another of my criticisms. The Apple TV is still very much puts iTunes content front and center. It's a bit like buying a device purely to buy more stuff, but this might not bother you that much. There's plenty of content on the App Store too, of course, including games like Guitar Hero and Disney Infinity 3, freebies like Crossy Road, and other apps like Nastify, which try to make up for Apple's lack of UPnP and local file sharing support. Any media you do stream locally relies on home sharing, and though it works well, I'd rather have had support for other protocols built in. Fortunately, there are a few apps that address these limitations, adding support for weird and wonderful file formats, MKV containers, IPTV, and so on. So, do you need a new Apple TV? Personally, I'll be buying one once I give my review unit to a lucky reader. I've been waiting for an update to the streaming box for a few years now, and tvOS is the powerful and customizable platform I expected from Apple. The new remote is great, the ability to download apps is something most Apple TV converts have been waiting a long time for, and those screensavers are jaw-droppingly beautiful. To read our full review and be in with a chance of winning the new Apple TV, head to makeuseof.com.